Hello and welcome to another What Sold on eBay video. I have a special edition video today. We're going to go over the top 10, well actually there's a lot more, postcards that were sold in the last 90 days. I think I'm going to do a regular thing about this, and a huge shout out to John from Papa's Postcards, who's been my mentor. Now a lot of you know that he kind of retired last year or in the beginning of this year, and his totally removed his channel, totally removed his videos, but I did learn a lot from that guy during our times and talks together. Amazing person, so this is going to always be dedicated to him and his channel. I will leave a link to his channel below. Hopefully one day he'll come back, and if you want to see more postcard videos, definitely leave a comment below. Let me know what you think, and like I said, we're going to try something new out today. Let's get into some of these postcards. You know, there's lots of postcards out there. We're going to go over just basically my kind of experience with them, what sells very well, and things like that. So hopefully this video will help you out with your postcard journey if you do think about getting into postcards. So like I said, definitely go down there, click the like button, leave a comment below if you want to see more of these videos, and we'll do them. So let's start talking about postcards. This is probably our top seller in the last 90 days. This was a real photo postcard. For those who don't know what a real photo postcard is, it's basically like made on photo paper with an actual photograph negative, as we could see here, and it's got an ASIO back. Any ASIO backs, to my knowledge, are always going to be real photo postcards, and they have a glossy kind of silvery tint to them. This is kind of like, I forget what they call it, sepia. It's like almost like browns instead of blacks and whites. It's almost like different shades of browns, and so that's very common for a lot of older real photo postcards. Now this one was really hard to find information, because usually these postcards, unless they're posted, aren't usually going to have a lot of information to go off of, so you have to go off of the front. And this Oneida Hotel, or Oneida, or I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I did some research to find out that was New York, and this is a New York Main Street with a trolley. And different things sell well for postcards, and usually, for the most part, it's always going to be more about the stuff that's in the postcard, like the subject matter, and then secondary is going to be like location. So this has, you know, lots of great stuff going for it. It's got trolleys, which is its own subsection of collectors. Main streets, which is its own subsection of collectors. People that only collect New York is its own subsection of collectors. And I'm going to touch on this real quick, and I apologize for already going into a side rant here. What's nice about postcards is condition isn't everything like baseball cards are. Baseball cards, it's all about condition. Postcards, we're going to have a crazy postcard a little bit further in this video. I'm not going to give it away, but when you see what happened to this postcard, you'll trust me when I say that condition isn't everything with postcards, even though a collector is probably going to want a mint, you know, something that's close to mint condition, if not something that you can actually see the photo, that it's not ripped or torn or you know, drawn all over the front. But for the most part, collectors are looking for subject matter, and it doesn't matter if it's got water stains and ink marks and rips, corners, and stuff like that. So that's the really cool thing about postcards, and I just had to say that right off the bat. This sold for a total of $35, and I forget where I got this from. I probably bought it from a lot, because I usually don't buy individual postcards. I usually buy them in collections or lots, and you can go to your various sources of online retail for that. And like I won't mention exactly all the different places, but there's lots of places to source postcards. And once you start to know what you're looking for, you'll be able to snipe lot snipe, I call it. And we can talk about that in some other video. Next up, we have another real photo postcard. Now, you put RPPC in the title for any of these, because a lot of collectors search by that. And it actually has its own category on eBay. This one's actually a really cool one, because it's actually a Topanga Canyon Road, which is in California. This little patch of road does not look like this anymore. There's lots of like housing and development in this area, especially down there in the valley, as you can see there. I do believe that is the San Fernando Valley. This is California. This image was actually used in lots of reproductions of paper postcards, and so it was really nice to get the actual real photo postcard of this. As you can see here, it does have an AZO back with the triangles going up and down. Now there's various Facebook groups and research you can do online about the different AZO backs, and the little triangles that face up and down on the corners, that helps determine like a date range for this. Off the top of my head, I can't tell you like what that date range is. I want to say it's like maybe 1917 and 29 or something like that, but I'm probably way off with that. But that's one of the things that you can look for this. This one actually sold for $35. Like I said, I purchased these in lots, so these things can range from 5 cents each to 75 to $1 each, depending on the lots that I bought. This particular lot of California postcards, they were all real photo postcards. There was 50 something of them in the lot. I think I paid like $50 for it. It was like the most amazing collection of real photo postcards I've ever purchased. And like I said, I've been doing this for maybe about 2 or 3 years with postcards. I have a dedicated, eBay page for just postcards. And so I sold a couple of them over $100 already. And, this is just another one that I sold. The majority of them haven't sold still yet, but a good amount of them are already sold. And we're going to go through some of those that I purchased. So this was like at a cost of $1, $35. Free shipping. That's a whole video in itself about how I ship postcards. And like I said, I just used the Popeye's postcards method, and it's been amazing. Like I cannot tell you how much knowledge John from Popeye's Postcards has helped me out with to set up like all my stuff that I do. And like I said, like I owe so much to him as far as like the knowledge and the things that he's shown me over the years. And like I said, a huge shout out to John. And you're probably going to hear about John like a million times during these videos when I do them in the future. Next up, we have this real photo postcard. This is Japanese. This is Mount Fuji. Like I said, I think this is an AZO back, as you can see here, an AZO squares. You see how the squares are not triangles? That also determines an age range. And like I said, maybe we can do another video of this. The hardest thing about postcards for everyone that's going to be new to postcards is what the hell is this mountain? For me, I've been doing this long enough where, like I said, I'm still a novice at a lot of this stuff, but I've gotten relatively good at just kind of like knowing the major mountains, especially like Mount Wilson, like, a lot of mountains in California because I'm in California, but also like Mount Fuji you can't mistake it for any other mountain. It's got that flat top. It's kind of look like a volcano. I think Mount Fuji actually is a volcano. I'm not exactly sure. It's got the pine trees. It's got a definitely Japanese. It's hard to describe. Once you start learning about these different landmarks, you'll be able to spot them very easily. There's lots of Facebook groups that will let you post a photo of a postcard and be like, what mountain is this? And the links or the Facebook groups are amazing. Like these people, I have no idea how they know so much, but they do. Anyways, I knew what this was, so I knew it was Mount Fuji. I compared it to different other pricing, and I priced high, and I always come down. It's called the price-low theory, or it's called the high-low theory, excuse me. Price high, you can always bring the price down if you don't know what certain things are, because sometimes postcards, they're all over the place. Sometimes you might get $20 for the same image that you can get $5 for a month from now, or vice versa. You might get $50 for the same thing. Postcards are very fluid as far as pricing, and we can go into that in another video. Next up is a real photo postcard. This is one of the California ones I was talking about. This sold on a 50% off sale for $12.99. I did price a lot of these very high. Bridges are, I don't know what it is with bridges, but there's like a whole subset of collectors that just collect real photo postcards of bridges. If there's cars on them, if there's trains on them especially, that's another huge demographic. This one is posted. For those that don't know what a posted versus an unposted is, as you can see here, it actually has a stamp and writing, and it's been canceled. That's what the little stamp there means. It's a cancel. And it looks at some point someone tried to sell this for $1, as you can see there. You'll find prices sometimes on the back of postcards because dealers sell postcards. And this one says 1913. I want to say maybe not. Maybe it's something else. Maybe 1918. It's hard to tell the dates. I mean, you can see the date, but it's hard to tell the year sometimes. As you can see here, this one was postmarked from Herlong, California, which sometimes is good information to put in your title. But anyways, bridges are huge demographic. Even if they're linen or just regular postcards, they don't have to be real photo postcards to get good money for them. Next up is this another real photo postcard of a white Buddha. This is Seoul, Korea. Asian locations on real photo postcards do very well. There's some Chinese ones from China, Hong Kong, that go for like crazy money, hundreds of dollars. So look out for those. This was nice enough to actually give the location, you know, white Buddha near Seoul, Korea. It was unstamped, as you can see here. This was a Kodak back. Now, if I use a scanner, and that's a whole other video in itself, for whatever reason, the scanner will wash out some of this backing unless there's like pencil mark on it or whatever. So just be aware of that. Is if you use a scanner, you're going to have to mess with especially if it's a feed scanner, you're going to have to mess with the properties sometimes to get the right kind of photo for what you're looking for. I've set all my things up, like I said, to be nice enough for a lot of variety of different cards, but you'll get this sometimes when it totally washes out all the information, especially if it's unposted, which this one is. This sold for $9.99. Like I said, I probably paid like anywhere between 10 to 25 cents for this. Profits on postcards are pretty good, but you got to know what you're doing because there's a lot of junk postcards out there. Like literally 90% of the lots you find on eBay are going to be junk, and that's what hopefully these videos will help you help that out. This is a Iowa State. Now, also what other does well, as you can see here, it's nice enough that the stuff is written on the bottom, the information. This is Iowa State College. Old colleges and schools do very well with real photo postcards. As you can see here, it looks like it has a little bit of mounting glue on the back of this, and it's totally washed out because of the feeder. I bought this in a lot of, like, I want to say there was like maybe like 12 Iowa State postcards. This one sold very quick. I definitely made my money back on just selling this for $20. And I still have the other ones. I think I sold another one. But anyways, that's the name of the game for postcards, is buying collections because you can get them cheap enough per unit. And then the profits all come in from, you know, the sale, basically the sale. And like I said, I probably have like 50 cents or 75 cents into this one. And so this basically pretty much paid for the whole lot of collection I already purchased. Next up, we have this real photo postcard. This is a Stockholm Olympic Stadium, Rally Sports. This one was kind of interesting to look up. I thought this would actually go for a lot more money. As a matter of fact, I think I had this for, geez, like maybe like $75 at some point. But anyways, I just kept bringing the price down till someone thought that $15.99 was a good price for this. It is posted. It does have a European postage, as you can see here. It says April of 1927. And actually, this is posted on April, it looks like April 1928, I want to say. That would make sense, I guess. But anyways, this is pretty cool. This actually came from, what did we say, Sweden? Yeah, to United States, Lakewood, New York. Another thing, too, to look out for, and I hate to do another side kind of thing about postcards, finding celebrities that either sent the postcard or celebrities receiving the postcard. So much crazy premium goes onto those. So, like, you know, let's say you found a Babe Ruth, you know, postcard that he sent to his girlfriend or his wife or whatever. You know, that would be worth thousands of dollars if you can find that. And so, you know, it's one thing to look at the cover, which everyone kind of is consumed about, but also flipping it around, and sometimes even the stamps are worth money. And usually not the case with stamps, but there are some collectors, stamp collectors, that like collecting specific stamps that are canceled. And there's even a whole thing about cancels. Like, people collect just cancels, which is that circular stamp there in the corner. Anyways, this sold for $15.99. Another real photo postcard. You can see a pattern here. Real photo postcards sell very well. So if you ever see those, definitely pick them up. This is not a real photo postcard, though it looks like one. This is the, what did they call this? It was like an iceberg cafe. Yeah, Route 66 is another pro bolo. Any Route 66 postcards do very well. I'm not saying that you're going to make a ton of money off all of them. The real photo postcards of Route 66 go for a pretty good amount of money. But any normal cards like this is actually a printed one, as you can see here. It's printed. And this still sold for $15.99. And so Route 66 is definitely something to look out for. Next up, we have this Ellen Clapp saddle. This is Christmas. She's an artist you should definitely look out for. And I'm trying to think if this was a signed. This was unsigned. And what I mean by signed and unsigned, it doesn't mean like they actually signed it. It means that that the artist has their name printed somewhere on the image. This seems to be an earlier one. As we can see here, even the stamp's missing. This might have been something that was just even handed to someone at some point. And Ellen Clapp saddle is a name that you should be familiar with, or at least get familiar with if you don't know. Some of her stuff goes for pretty good amount of money. You know, a lot of her stuff ranges in anywhere between $6 to $18, but there's also some of them that go even higher than that. So it's one of the things that I kind of know her style, and a lot of some of her stuff was from Germany, as we can see here. She's printed in Germany in the corner. This sold for $17.99 in pretty good sale. I think I paid like 25 cents for this. Next up is this cat. Cats are another great subject. This is an old postcard. And as you can see here, what's nice is the cancel on this is amazingly clear. We could see that it was posted on June 14th at 6 p.m. Like, this is very specific and very clear. Everett, Washington, 1909. This is probably one of the cleanest cancels I've ever seen in my life. Like, look, June 14th, 6 p.m., 1909, Everett, Washington. Like, historically, it's got everything all together with it, and it's got the I think that's Benjamin Franklin 1 cent stamp, and it's basically just written here. No correspondence whatsoever, just a blank card. Cats are another great subject to look into. They sell very well as far as like different animals. Dogs do very well, especially real photo postcards of dogs from like the 1900s, like 19 teens, 20s and 30s, 40s even 50s do very well with real photo postcards. So definitely look out for that. Next up, we have another Ellen Clapp saddle. This one is not signed. I don't see her name anywhere. I was looking at that before. You could see the faces. Like, here's the thing with Ellen Clapp saddle. She's got these little dots, and the faces, and especially the eyes, I can usually tell a Clapp saddle from anything. So I'll show you right now. You see the eyes? You see the eyes? They're all the same. And it's usually indicative of an artist to have the same kind of style. Other artists can copy different styles, but I knew exactly what this was. Not to mention that Ellen Clapp saddle worked for the International Art Publishing Company. You can see that in the corner. New York from Berlin. This is printed in Germany. Again, this is another. See, you see how horrible this cancel is? I mean, you could barely see that it was, it looks like Seattle it was posted out of, and it was May of something, May 20 something. And you could see a time, and the date is just obliterated. Though, you see the little football cancel on the side there? That actually is where the date is for these particular ones. You can't see it, but right under 1 cent, where Benjamin Franklin's head is, just underneath there is where the date is, and you can't even see it. So, for dates, sometimes you even have to look into the correspondence to see if they've written a date in there. But anyways, this sold for $17.99. It's another postcard I probably paid 25 cents for. And so there's that. Here's remember when I was talking about condition of postcards? This one literally has a bite taken out of it. And the only thing that's to me it looks like a rodent bite. You can see it's almost like you could see the little teeth marks that just chewed through this at some point. So, what even that, it's just the subject. It was like these junk boats that were just kind of like docked in the snow. And it was postmarked. What was this postmarked out of? I want to say China. But even the Chinese, here's the thing, is like cancels from China and stamps from China do very well. So I think that's the only thing that was going for this thing. As you can see here, 1926. Even with a freaking bite out of the top, this still sold for $20. That's what I'm talking about. Now, don't get too excited, because the thing is, there's like so many postcards that aren't even worth $1. They're not even worth a quarter. But it's all about the knowledge and the different things you can learn. So definitely check that out. Definitely go and research Chinese postcards and to see what I'm talking about. So that's it for our first What Sold postcard video. If you did like this, definitely leave a comment below. I'll do some more. And huge shout out to Popeye's Postcards. Hopefully he'll come back at some point. But I thought I'd fill a little bit of the void, just a tiny bit. There's no one that can ever fill that guy's shoes, but hopefully this video helps a little bit for the postcard collectors out there yearning for some postcard content. Once again, I'm Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler. Go down there and click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications, and we'll see you next time. Take care.